Scouts Victoria respectfully acknowledges the traditional custodians of the country throughout Victoria where our activities take place today. We pay our respects to elders both past, present and emerging, and continue to recognise and embrace the important continuous history and connection to land and community of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders people.
Welcome to Scout Quest. I'm James and I'm from Monash Venturers. Today we are very excited to catch up with Alice Zaslavsky from Masterchef and Dr. Sandro Demaio, VicHealth CEO for statewide Cook Along. VicHealth is a world-first health promotion foundation that's focused on promoting good health and preventing chronic disease. Dr. Sandro, VicHealth CEO, has a great passion for food, health and well-being and is a globally renowned public health expert and an advocate as well as being a medical doctor. He's even published a cookbook called The Doctor's Diet, based on science and inspired by a love of good food. I want to welcome Sandro to tell us a little bit about VicHealth and what we are doing here. Welcome.
Thanks, James. Thanks for having me. So it's great to have you all here with us virtually from around the state. Joining for this cookathon today. We love food here at VicHealth for a number of different reasons. First and foremost because it's pretty tasty and we love sharing it and talking about it and exploring it, but also because of what good food does for our bodies and our minds. It's so important for our health, and at the end of the day, VicHealth is Victoria's health promotion agency. So what we do every day of the week is to try and focus on ways to support Victorians like yourself, to stay healthy and enjoy a really long and enjoyable life by enjoying things like good food.
Good food.
So talking of good food.
Yeah, great, thanks. Now I would like to introduce Mana Hill. Mana Hill is one of VicHealth's future healthy community champions. Hello. A group of incredible young people who are generously sharing their stories and ideas to help shape solutions for the future. As a refugee who has lived in 8 countries, that's a lot of countries, 19-year-old Mana Hill sees how different cultures approach the idea of health and just how much the world around you can affect this. For Mana Hill, a healthy future means everyone being supportive of one another and having spaces where everyone is included, no matter their age, culture, religion, or race. Kind of like scouting, so maybe we might have to sign her up for that. Right, and Alice was a contestant in season 4 of Masterchef Australia, where she created a variety of delicious dishes that wowed the judges. Alice's best-selling cookbook is In Praise of Veg, is what we are cooking from tonight. It is a definitive guide to cooking with vegetables, as quickly become a staple in Australian kitchens and won their ABI for Best Illustrated Nonfiction in 2021. Hopefully you've all had a chance to look at the recipe cards and see what we are making for dinner tonight. So yeah, let's welcome Mana Hill and Alice and let's get cooking.
Awesome. Brilliant. Thank you, James. What an intro. What a time. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mana Hill. Thank you so much for joining.
No, thank you. Thank you for letting me cook with you today.
Well, I need some help, really, and I hope that you will help us at home as well by asking us plenty of questions. And if you've got questions, because I've got questions for you.
Yeah,
so
no worries.
Let's keep each other company while we cook some delicious food that you can make any night of the week, but also you can make it for breakfast or for lunch. And in fact, it's really good for lunch boxes as well. 100%. So, Mana Hill, would you mind showing what this looks like at the end? Here's one I prepared earlier. Well, no, show it now. So this is what you'll be aiming for. I thought that I would, put the cherry on the top right away so that you know that the juice is worth the squeeze. In terms of flavour, this is kind of like a pizza. Instead of a doughy base, you've got an eggy base. So delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, all the things I love. Cheesy.
Smells
gooey.
amazing.
It's really yummy, really, really good. So first things first, let's preheat our oven to 180 degrees.
Okay.
Now, you do a lot of cooking at home, don't you?
Yeah,
Hill?
but I don't have an oven.
Oh, really? So what do you use to cook?
Air fryer.
Okay,
Yeah.
There you go. Air fryers are very hip. So you can definitely make this in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Just check the timings on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
make frittatas and things in the air fryer?
No.
No.
This is something really new to me, so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to cook this.
Me too.
Usually in my culture, we cook really like traditional foods, mainly rice and dumplings, but yeah, nothing like this. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, and I'm excited to share more about the food of your culture too. So tell us where you're from, and while you do that, so while you listen in, do you want me to grate the zucchini or shall I? Or do you
I don't mind. I can do that.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have got 2 zucchini. Make sure they're washed. And you're going to grab them out, and if you've got a box grater, you're using the coarse setting. We've got a little single coarse grate here. Whatever age you are, watch your fingers. Graters are very sharp and very dangerous. So there we go. I'll give you that.
Yep.
And this bowl, and you're going to line it with a tea towel. So a clean tea towel, and make sure you ask your parents if it's one that you can use because it's going to go bright green.
Yeah.
So while you can you grate and chat?
Yeah, no
Okay,
worries.
terrific.
I can do that.
So while you grate, speaking of grate,
Yep.
where are you from and what's the food like?
So the place that I'm from is called Afghanistan. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in Australia that is from Afghanistan, and yeah.
And Afghani food's delicious.
Yes, they are.
So what sort of food will you find
So
there?
we make the most popular one is called Kabuli Palau. It's
I'll take over.
Okay.
You talk.
No worries.
Go.
Okay, so it's called Kabuli Palau, and so there is rice, and there is meat, and there is raisins on top of rice, and there's some carrots as well. They're fried. So yeah, it's delicious.
So it's like, in different cultures, it's almost kind of like a risotto or a paella or a pilaf, but the pulau from Afghanistan is like the most famous version of this rice dish.
And especially Afghan people, they make their rice really different. Like, it's so nice and like, yeah, it's amazing.
What do you think makes it so delicious? What sort of rice is it? Basmati rice that you use?
Actually, basmati as well, and there is some other ones, but I haven't looked at it. Yeah, they have their own names, but I think you can find it from Afghan shops. So
Okay.
there's a lot of Afghan markets, especially in Dandenong, which is known to be like a community of Afghans there. So yeah.
So is that the sort of area where you're from?
Yeah.
So that's where you're doing your community activations?
Yeah, so I'm from Southeast Asia, Southeast region. Yeah, so there is a lot of things, like a lot of markets, a lot of multicultural shops that you can access different things if you want to try out cultural food.
Great. Dandenong is pumping. I remember visiting there for a food tour. So many amazing restaurants. Now, I'm doing this very distractedly. Don't watch while we're doing this. Watch your fingers and watch the zucchini. And actually, that's my tip to you whenever you're grating. Do you do a lot of grating at home?
Actually, first I've never grated this zucchini before.
So how do you use zucchini?
So zucchini, we just peel it and then we cut it and we fry it and steam. So
Yum.
I've never grated. Yep.
So there are
The
two
zucchini.
reasons why I would grate zucchini. Reason one is for this slice, and I do it all the time, all the way through summer. The reason why is because it's really spongy and very moist. So, for a slice or for a cake as well, kind of like if you like carrot cake, you're going to like zucchini cake, but also zucchini fritters.
Yeah.
Do you have any fried frittery things?
No, actually, if you give an Afghan person a zucchini cake, they will think it's hilarious. Yes. We never put veggies in our cake.
Oh, stick with me, kid. Putting veggies in cakes is the best.
Yeah, but I did try it, so I really like it.
Great.
But yeah, it's something that, I think Afghan culture should look at it more.
Oh, but this is the great thing about a multicultural place like Australia is we're always sharing ideas and we're always
100%.
borrowing the best food from each other. And one of my favourite dishes that I know you know how to cook very well is mantu. Tell us what it is and how you make it.
That's some secret stuff. I'm joking. Some families, they prefer to make their own dough, but I usually buy it from the supermarket. It's square and it's ready and it's delicious.
Salt.
salt.
Hey, am I playing to the right camera here? Yes, I think so. Gary? Yes, yeah. Gary's nodding. Good. Okay, and this is the close-up. Yeah. Do you want a Salt Bay?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. All right, there you go. In that goes from a height.
Yep.
Terrific.
Oh, have you seen that Masterchef thingy? And then they go like...
Yes, I have. There's a reason. There's a reason why Salt Bay does the things. And it's because when you scatter from a height, it actually distributes more evenly.
Yeah, and he got famous just by doing that. Like,
and now I just think of him every time that I use salt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So now we'll pause the proceedings talking about mantou, which is like a Thai dumpling, right?
Yeah,
tiny little dumpling.
Yeah. So the main ingredient is mince. You need a lot of spices, so you should definitely go to like Indian store or like Afghan stores. So they have a lot of like masalas, spices, cumin, everything is there. So we tend to add a lot of spices in our mince that is already cooked and ready. So and we put heaps of onions, like maybe around 20 for,
And you said you like chopping onions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put you to work.
Yep, okay.
Yes. So the next job is dicing this onion. So show us how you do that.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So first we cut the thing.
Great.
And, okay, we don't have, I'll just peel this.
Nice. Differently to how I would do it, but this is Manakil's show. I'm just a traveller. I'm just a passenger.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go. So you're peeling this off. Now you don't need to use, can I show just for the 10-year-olds?
No
you don't need to use the knife to do that. You can just pull that off and it comes off. And then you kind of want to look for where the brown ends and the white kind of creamy colour begins. So there you go. There you are.
Okay.
And breathe through your mouth. So actually, I'm not going to talk to you while you do this because otherwise you'll tear up.
I'll just put
I'm just
this
going to
in
stall.
the bin.
We've got a little scrap bowl. So
okay.
There you go. I mean, you can, but there you go. Make sure you've got a little scrap bowl at home. Terrific. Okay. So we're going to dice this onion, and you don't have to be too precise with it because it's all going in, but the smaller that you can dice it, the finer the flavour and the sweeter it's going to be.
Okay.
So it goes in half, and then you're going to kind of do little rows with it, and then you're going to cut it again into small.
Okay.
And you don't have to go fast. This is not a race.
Yeah.
Especially because it's a sharp knife. So no pressure. I remember when I was on Masterchef, I had one challenge where they got me up to show my knife skills. I was so nervous and I just really flubbed it. So
it's so slippery.
Yeah, it is. It is slippery. So one tip that I have for you at home is rather than cutting off the root end, hold on. Use that as a little grip for next time. Have we got a spare onion, Mad Dog? Yeah, okay. I'm going to show you. There we go. I'm going to show you, if you haven't already started, I'm going to show you a different way of cutting an onion.
Yeah, 100%.
Alice,
yes.
Should we check in with Pippa?
Yes, I'd love
see
to.
how she's going?
Yeah, how are you going, Pippa? Thank you.
Hi, Pippa.
Terrific.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
How's the cooking going?
What's the verdict?
Good. I've done the zucchini and the salt, and I've already
So
chopped
let's
the
put that
onion.
in here.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then, okay, you know what? There we go. Because we're talking to Pippa.
Yep.
So hopefully Nick knows to turn off our sound for now. Ooh. Breathe through your nose. Breathe through your mouth. That'll keep you from crying.
Is that the trick?
That's the trick. That's the trick.
Oh, wow.
How's Pippa going?
Yeah, she's doing good.
Chilling out? Excellent. Okay, so we've done half the onion. That is a really traditional way that people assume you should cut onions.
Yeah.
So you ready for me to blow your
Yeah,
mind?
yeah,
Excellent.
100%.
Okay, so let's put this one over here.
Where to learn.
Now, what you're going to do is you're going to cut it in half before you even peel it. And then you are going to, it's definitely slippery, it's these plastic boards as well. I prefer a wooden board, but you know,
Yeah.
we're here, we're guests in here. So thank you for the boards, VicHealth. Okay, and then you're going to peel it, so it's a little bit easier. And then you keep the peel on, and the peel becomes like your little tail, your little handle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? Handy.
Yeah, that's very handy.
And then you cut kind of at an angle, a little bit at an angle, which makes it, you don't have to.
Wow.
And again, see how I'm kind of going slow?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, again, this is flying hours. Like, I've been doing this for so many years now. When I started, there's no way I could go fast. And then, see how it holds together much
that's
easier?
awesome.
Right? And then you don't have to cross chop. You don't spend as much time.
Yes.
with this onion tear situation. Again, breathe through your mouth if you're doing this at home.
You should show this in TikTok. You get famous for it.
I need you to come on as my TikTok consultant. I just can't figure TikTok out. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's good. Store that away, Mad Dog. That's my first TikTok video. Actually, my first TikTok video is we've got a 2.5-year-old at home, and
Yeah.
it's just her chewing on my glasses, and there's like a little track going yum 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 yum.
Yeah.
219,000 views.
Oh my God.
That's what I don't
That's
understand
hilarious.
TikTok. I really don't get it. Okay, so
Yeah.
so, second video, it's a hack. So there you go. You've
Thank
got your
you
little.
for your
Hey, you're so welcome. Thank you for doing it that way, and thank you, Mad Dog, for having a spare onion. So now that we've done the onion, you can, if you've got the recipe at home and if you've got the bacon in front of you and you want to add it, then you can pop some julienne bacon. Julienne literally means thin strips. We're not going to use this today, but if we were going to, we're going to keep this veggie. But if you were going to, you just cut it into thin strips like this. The other thing, if you want to keep it veggie but add another flavour, is you can use button mushrooms. So just chop the button mushrooms thinly and you can use those as well. But this bacon can be fried up tomorrow for breakfast and we're going to keep it veggie. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
Terrific.
Thank you.
No worries. So we've got our onion, we've got our zucchini. Now let's get some boiling water. So into that jug, I want you to put, so you boil a kettle and we're going to get about 2 cups worth. So the kettle is, there's a little hot water device.
Oh, this thing.
Just there, yes. So again, hot or sharp grown-up eyeballs, particularly if you're in the 10 to 12-year-old range. Make sure that you've got a grown-up doing this job, and also any sort of slicing. If you're not sure, go slow or get a grown-up to help you. But this is a really valuable skill. As far as I'm concerned, chopping onions is how I start every savoury dish. So, you know, once you kick off with basic skills like that, you are flying.
The hot water is
how's
not
the hot
coming
water?
up. Maybe I should try there. Yeah.
I think it's probably got the safety on. Is it, you know what? Sandro Demaio.
Yeah.
Sandro Demaio, everyone.
Yep.
Do my cameo.
This is what they teach you in CEO school.
That and oh, okay. Yep. Awesome.
Just say.
Terrific. So this is exactly the demonstration we need. Grab a grown-up, get them to help you with hot water.
Thank you.
Okay, now that hot
Yep,
water
okay.
is going to go onto your frozen peas and corn. So just
Okay.
pour that over the top. And we're just going to let that sit and thaw just a little bit. It's actually been sitting
that
in the
enough?
Yeah, keep going. Just until it's covered.
Okay. It's not covered.
Great. Terrific.
That's awesome.
That's good. Now we are going to crack and beat some eggs.
Yeah.
So I'll get you to crack those eggs into that bowl.
Into this bowl.
Yep.
So
So actually what I like to do is crack it into a separate glass
Yeah.
or cup. So I might even do it into one at a time into here. So, and then we'll take these out and put them back one
So
at a time.
we're correct.
Into here. Perfect. Yep. Nice. So, and then
put it here.
put it
Oh,
here.
there.
Okay.
Alice?
Yes, James.
Can we tell the kids when to add the bacon?
Yes, so you will be adding the bacon in with the onions. So you can pop the onions and the bacon together in the same bowl for now. Okay, there you go. We don't need this guy. This is gone. So keep cracking the eggs. And if you get any eggshell in, classic, use the half shell to scoop it out.
Scoop it
Does that
out.
ever happen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the time.
Awesome.
James, how are we going for time? How's everyone going? Are they keeping up?
Yeah, I think so.
Terrific.
Yep.
Okay, one more. Now you'll notice I crack on a flat surface. When you crack on a flat surface, you get less shell. So
That's awesome.
yeah, and that way you get that.
Another tip.
That's what I do. Tip master.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. We've got our eggs. Let's get a fork and beat the eggs until the yolk and the white create like a creamy yellow consistency.
Just like this.
Orangey yellow, that's exactly right. And what fantastic technique. You've done that before.
Yep.
Oh, yes. There we go. Off that goes.
Okay, guys, just grab your fork like this. Put it, bend this bowl to the side just a little bit, and then make a circle with the fork.
Beautiful.
That's how you do it.
Nailed it. Nailed it. I need more of that. I'm not going to talk. This is the Nahil show. I'm just a passenger here. So that was really great. You should put that on TikTok. So next thing is I'm going to get you to grate this cheese.
Yep,
So
okay.
this is a pretty small bowl. So what I might
Yeah.
actually do is, let's see, you know what? What can we do? There's a whole cupboard. James? Here? There. Ooh, with bowls. What an amazing place. I live here now. Okay, so we're going to, mad dog.
Okay.
You're going to grate the cheese.
Okay.
Excellent. Again, coarse setting. Watch fingers. Be careful because the cheese is slippery. Okay. Right?
Yep.
I'm going to hold that bowl for you. Great. Do you use a box grater at home or a single?
A
like
box
this?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the box one depends. It's a preference thing. I can't watch when other people. Great.
Okay.
Okay, I can finish it off if you'd
Yeah.
like. Again, if you're nervous, like honestly, for some people, you could be 12 and you could be cooking since the age of 6 and you could be a total pro. Some people don't start cooking until they're in their 30s. So you are all over it at home doing this,
Yeah.
and so are you.
Oh, thank
so,
you.
anytime where you think, oh, I'm not sure, better to, get some assist. And if you've got any left and you don't want to risk your fingers, just eat it. How'd you go? Band-Aid?
Band-Aid? Oh,
No? You're
no,
all good?
that's all good.
Excellent. Great. Okay. So, would you like some cheese?
I'm good.
You're all good?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Would you like some cheese? No? Okay, there we go. So this is like a cheddar cheese or tasty cheese. You could use mozzarella. Sometimes I put feta in this if I don't have any other cheeses. It's just, I find cheese is such a nice addition to stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favourite cheesy dish?
I like pizza.
Oh yeah.
I just can't get over it.
What do you like to put on your pizza?
So I'm very random. So I like to put everything.
Okay.
It's just a good way of being creative, like mushrooms, mostly cheese. I love chicken. Some tomato paste,
Yum.
herbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And onto a pizza base, or are you using pita breads or flatbreads?
No, pizza base.
Pizza base.
Yeah.
And are you making your own dough?
Yeah.
What a pro. Can't even deal with this. I'm
It's
working
okay.
with a true professional here.
No.
Okay.
That's a
So
lie.
this is now, you have got your zucchini. It's been hanging out while we've been chatting. It's time to squeeze out the liquid. You know, I mentioned before,
Yeah.
there's a reason why this tea towel is going to go bright green. What you're going to do is you can either just, squeeze it between your hands, or you can use a wooden spoon as a little bit of like a support for you.
Yeah.
But I want you to twist and squeeze. How clean are your hands? Super clean.
Super clean.
Excellent. Okay, twist and squeeze.
Okay. So.
Twist and squeeze. Yes. See all that? So all of that liquid is the reason why muffins, slices, cakes where you put zucchini can be too wet. So in this way, you're getting rid of this liquid, which I wouldn't get rid of. I wouldn't chuck it out. It's actually quite tasty, especially if you're making a vegetable smoothie tomorrow, or even using in a soup. Just add it in.
Okay.
That is excellent.
Okay.
You've nailed that.
Yep.
So, terrific. There we go. Now our zucchini mix is nice and dry. I might give it one more. Oh yeah. This is a good way, if you've got some sort of frustration that you want to let out, cooking is a really good place to get it out of there. Gosh, I just can't figure out where that jigsaw puzzle piece goes. Oh, how do I get that final Scouts badge that I've been looking for? James, have you got a Scouts badge that you really want and you just can't, it's just out of your grasp?
No, I got all of them.
Got all?
Wow.
Of course he does. That's it. Okay, so this juice we'll reserve for Ron. My mate Ron always comes in handy. You can also freeze it if you're not sure what you want to do with it. Use it later. Look at that bright green colour. You don't want that going down the sink. Now we're going to wipe out our bowl with a tissue or a paper towel, or we could even use this tea towel here. Good. So we're going to wipe this out.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So wipe out your bowl so it's nice and dry. And now we're going to pop our zucchini mix back in. Look how dry that zucchini mix is.
Yeah.
Now it's all pure flavour.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pure flavour, no mush. Now it's up to you. Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you want to ask?
Do you put the egg inside here?
Soon,
Yeah.
very soon.
Okay.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our onion. So do you want to grab all of that onion
Yep.
and pour that mix in there? Yeah.
Here.
Terrific. And if you're using bacon, that goes in as well. Excellent. And now you are going to stir in your flour. And we're using gluten-free flour. You can use plain flour if you want to, or self-raising. Yep. In that goes is a gluten-free self-raising flour. And then you're going to use your spatula to mix it in.
Mix it in.
Now I'm just going to double check how much milk goes in here. We're going to measure out half a cup of milk. No rush. I should slow down because some people don't have a spare pair of pro hands like I do. So once you've stirred, that's looking good. Once you've stirred the flour in evenly into the mix, make sure, especially if you're using gluten-free flour, it can be a little bit on the clumpy side, so just make sure you give it a...
Just like that?
So Penny on the live stream has said that, so that is why our zucchini slice always takes so long to cook.
That's it, Penny, because think of all the moisture that you're trying to evaporate out before you actually get to the good bits. So that tea towel method will never lead you astray. We've got a tea towel that we use specifically just for that.
That's awesome.
It's good.
Okay.
Okay.
All good?
All good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is half a cup of milk is going into the egg mix first. And can I get you to strain the corn and peas with that sieve into the sink?
Okay.
You're going to strain the corn and peas into the sink. Fabulous. Okay, so half a cup of milk. No need to be too precise. There we go. Excellent. And the milk is going to get forked into the egg. So you can do that.
Okay.
Okay. Wunderbar.
So we've got another question from Chris, and he's asking, do these recipes work with milk alternatives?
Absolutely, Chris. And even you could make it, I know some people have made it plant-based using chickpea flour as the egg replacement.
wow.
So chickpea flour and a plant-based milk should give you a level of binding. Xanthan gum probably to you know, give it a bit more glue factor. But again, the great thing about the internet is that you can search out. So search out, you know, plant-based thingo. But if you're dairy-free, totally, use an almond milk or, you know, whatever, cashew milk, macadamia milk. That's great.
That's awesome.
That's looking really good.
Okay.
Okay, so we are up to the step where it says we've got the eggs and the milk. Now we are going to put the corn and peas in here.
Okay.
So corn and peas go in. Wunderbar. Excellent. Mix, mix, mix. Look at that. Look at the colours, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so good to have healthy food, guys. Stay away from junk food.
Well, this is what I like to think of as fast food, because once you make it, it's in the fridge and you can eat it fast, and it's delicious.
Yes.
So there we go,
And
full of
it's
colour
healthy.
and flavour. Exactly. So in goes the egg and milk, and you're going to give that a good stir. Stir, 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 until combined. How's everyone going at home? Keeping up? Are we going at the right pace for you?
I think they are.
Wonderful.
We should bring Pippa back in maybe in a moment.
Yes,
Like that?
See how
that's
she's going.
really good. Now we're going to put half
Mum.
of
Hi,
these
Pippa.
on there as well.
Just half of it?
Half.
Hi.
How's it going?
Yeah. Brilliant.
What, sorry?
How is cooking going?
It's going well. A bit hectic.
Oops, she's muted. I'm going to assume she's going well.
A thumbs up from Pippa would be a wonderful sign.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. So it looks quite wet, which is fine. That's what you're going for. It's quite a wet mix, but that's what makes it nice and light when it's cooked. The next thing we're going to do is line our tray. So we're going to grease and line, cooking spray and baking paper. And I'm going to clean this down a little bit. I hope your kitchen is looking like our kitchen right now. It should have a level of, And here's an idea. So rather than spraying, it's got like an interesting nozzle. So rather than spraying down, spray sideways like that. And it just means that your floor doesn't get slippery. And if you do have a slippery floor, salt bay the floor with some flakes of salt, and that'll keep it nice and unslippery. Now,
Is that too big?
no, that's fine. Here's what I'm going to show you. A really good tip for making sure that your baking paper fits nice and snugly. wash it. You do this?
No,
No.
I haven't.
Oh, well, it's another TikTok tip. We're going to add it to our channel. Like and subscribe. Do you say that on TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't used TikTok for a while.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, this is the latest craze.
Yep.
Look out.
That's awesome.
So that'll mean that it stays like so. And then we're going to pour our mix in.
Okay.
So you can pour the mix in. I'll move this. Great. Do you want to?
Where's my
I'll hold
rifle?
this, and you can do it this way. So that way, Gary gets a great shot, as does Jessie, as
Oh,
do the other
yum.
5 cameras.
Okay.
Can't tell you how extra this setup is. This is Scouts through and through because you are prepared for anything.
Yep.
Scouts, be prepared.
Scouts, be prepared.
Okay. Is that good enough?
That is perfect. So just distribute the mix so that it's in all the corners.
So just like that?
That's great. Okay, and now I'm just going to give it a little boop boop. Because what you want is, you want to think about how you're going to eat this. So each slice, you want to have a nice even distribution of all the veg.
Yep.
That looks fantastic.
And then I'm guessing you put the cheese on top.
That's it. Cheese on top. And then we've got one more ingredient, which you mentioned you love in your pizza.
Mushroom
Close. I'll give you a
Cheese?
clue. It's on the bench.
on the bench. Avocado,
Very close.
onion,
It's on the bench.
capsicum, tomatoes.
Tomatoes. That's it. So,
This doesn't even look like tomatoes. I
Great.
swear.
Great observation, Manako. We're going to talk about that in just a sec. So
Alright.
pop the cheese on top.
Yep.
Cheese us up. Nice. Scatter, scatter, scatter. From a height. Cheese
Okay,
bag.
Yep.
Excellent.
Just like that.
Yes. Wonderful.
Oh,
Okay. And again, plant-based cheese, if you're dairy-free, terrific. There's some really great melty plant-based cheeses that would be wonderful in this. Okay, so like anything mozzarella style or bocconcini style, wonderful. Okay, now, that was the gong to say it's time for the garnish.
okay.
Tomatoes. Now, we've chosen different coloured tomatoes. You know, there are so many. There are like thousands of different varieties of tomatoes, and we've only seen,
Just the normal ones.
that's
yeah?
it. Just those, like, if you just go to the supermarket, you're only going to see maybe
Those
little
red-
ones and
the
slightly
big
bigger
ones,
ones, but they're all the same colour and they're all like a uniform kind of look. If you go to your local greengrocer, if you can try and find, a farmer's market in your area, kind of seek around. It's one of the tips in your Scout guide from today is try and use what is around you, but also open your mind to the possibilities of yellow tomatoes or red tomatoes. But actually at the supermarket, if you want to find yellow tomatoes, they'll have them as the little yellow cherries. They will have those. So
I thought these were capsicum.
Yeah.
At first.
because they're massive, because these are ox heart, these ones. They're known as ox heart tomatoes because if you cut into them,
What's the difference between the normal tomatoes and this one? Like,
they are, so if you can imagine it, they're all part of the same family. But have you got brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like similar to you, but they're not as cool.
Okay.
But I mean, they've got varying traits. So, your sister might be better at maths, or
Yeah.
your brother might be shaped like a light bulb, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's the family of the tomatoes.
I thought the nutrients were like a bit more richer or something.
Wow, that's a really good question. So yes, the best way, if you want to think about, the fun. Wow, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at that, like
That's
a stained
so
glass
different.
window.
I haven't seen this tomato in my life.
Isn't it magnificent?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And so, I like to think the reason why we are only just learning to appreciate vegetables is because we're only just getting to scratch the surface of the world of veg.
Yes.
So that's why, I get really excited when I see something that I haven't cooked with before, or if I see a variety of an ingredient for the first time and I go, what can I do with that? So to answer your question, is it more nutrient dense? The best way to answer that is to say if it's in season, it's at its best. And that's when Mother Nature wants you to eat it. So for tomatoes, it's summer. They taste best. The sun does great things. You know what, this is a phenomenal tomato. Look at that. But if you can't find it, use what you've got. And if you're using smaller tomatoes, just sort of think about, I'm cutting them against the grain so that you get this kind of interesting look. But you can cut, so if you've got little cherries, you can cut them in half. And then you'll have the, and I'm using a serrated knife. Use a serrated at home, but again, watch your fingers. Now let's do, what colour would you like to do, the red or that one? Okay,
one.
terrific.
That's different.
Glorious, right?
I've got another question.
Yes, James.
From Daniela.
Hi, Daniela.
All right, and she's asking, what's your best camp meal?
Ooh, Daniela, when I was a teacher, I loved showing my students how to make minestrone. And that's a really good, you know, big pot on the trangier, over the flame, and it cooks, you know, for ages. And the reason I like to cook that is because it serves so many people. But if I were to just do it for my family, jacket potatoes in the embers of the fire, right? With cheese and sour cream and corn and chives. Yum.
I think we've done some of those at camp.
Yum.
Of course we would have.
What's your favourite camp meal?
I'm going to say spag bowl, and I feel like a lot of camps do spag bowl all the time. So the scouts watching in will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, our sausages as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We went camping recently down at Wilson's Prom, and we did the classic sausage in bread and with caramelised onion.
Yum.
Yeah,
Delicious.
I've been to Wilson's Prom. Have done that as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, on a trangia as well.
Yeah. There you go. So that's what I love about cooking, right? Is it makes it so much easier to build rapport, to make friends, to find common ground.
Yeah.
So on that note, tell us more about these dumplings.
Okay, so what was I up to? Yeah, the mince.
Yes.
So you add all the spices and onions in that mince, and then you give it a bit mix. So with your hands, you basically like kind of squish everything, and then you get that dough. That it has to be shaped before, either in circle or square. That's fine. And then you put the mixture inside the dough, and you kind of fold it in. Different families have their different kind of folds, but yeah, it's kind of complicated. But if you get used to it, if you watch someone do it, you'll learn it. So yeah.
Thank you for your tips.
No worries.
Donna from somewhere says hi.
Hi, Donna. I'm going to cut these before you go on about the mantou. I'm going to cut these so that you can taste them and tell everyone what they taste like compared to regular red tomatoes.
Okay.
Here you go.
We've got another question from Kevin. What fruit and veggies are in season at the moment?
Excellent question, Kevin. I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then I'm going to answer your question with another question. So
It tastes the same,
Yes.
but a bit more richer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So, you know, tomatoes, particularly as we come into the season for tomatoes, they will start to taste sweeter. They'll start to taste more rounded. They won't taste as spongy and kind of just wet,
Yeah.
flabby. The way that I know that a tomato is going to taste good is it smells good. So
Yeah, it smells good. I smelt it before.
Yeah.
And it smelled like different a little
real.
bit. Yeah,
It smelled real. Exactly, because it hasn't spent heaps of time in the fridge. So this is ready to go. I'm going to give Jessie one last opportunity to zoom in on the glory. See that I've just done a fun shape. Challenge yourself. Decorate it however you like, and then we're going to pop this into the oven, 180 degrees, preheated. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, so I might do this. There we go. Again, grab a grown-up. Nice. And then set your timer for 40 to 45 minutes. And James, how long have we been going? Probably about 25, half hour?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yep, okay, so we won't be with you when this comes out of the oven. But when it comes out of the oven, it's going to look a little bit,
Just like that.
a lot like that. So let's get that over here to demonstrate. Wunderbar. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun.
It's one you prepared earlier.
Here is one I prepared earlier. And in fact, James, do you want to be my taste tester?
I've been waiting for you to ask that.
So have a look. I mean, this is baked in a tighter baking tray. So if you've got a smaller baking tray, you'll get this height. If you've got a wider baking tray, like the second one that we used, it might not be as high. Have a look at that cross section.
Wow. That's so cool.
Isn't it cool? And you can decide. So I know that you like to mix it up. You like to be random.
Yeah.
So you can add whatever you would put in a pizza. You can add into
here.
there. Yeah.
Just at the top, yeah?
Well, at the top, but also like mushrooms you could put in, finely sliced. What else? Mixed herbs you could put in.
That's awesome.
You could put fresh herbs on top or dried herbs. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you feeling inspired?
Yeah, very
Yeah.
inspired.
Awesome.
Do I get to eat it? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's slice this up.
Yum.
And I might send some of this around to the rest of the people
I'll get
salivating
some
off.
plates.
Yes, some plate. Well, I mean, we could. There you go.
Thank you.
And I would like for you to describe to the people at home what they will be experiencing once this comes out of the oven.
Deliciousness, no doubt.
Yeah.
So nice. Very yummy.
Describe.
Just right.
Get Masterchef.
I'm not very good at descriptive words.
Okay. Put on your best, Matt
It's
Preston.
It's like creamy, but not like extremely creamy. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like smooth creamy.
Yes,
That makes sense.
The right
Yeah.
level of richness,
Yeah.
but still light. So,
Exactly.
you know, you can imagine actually baking this into a muffin tin instead, and then you've got like these individual little frittatas that you can put into lunch boxes or take camping. Handy.
Yes,
So,
that's very
Yeah,
handy.
and the outside of it's nice and sort of crunchy as well. But like not too crunchy.
yeah. And Manakil, I'm sorry that you're going to have to wait
Oh, no, it's that's fine.
until the next one comes out, but actually maybe that's a good thing because maybe your special touch made the next one even better. So,
Yeah.
but you can pass these
I'll give it to
around to the crew. There you go. We've got a massive audience here, studio audience here at VicHealth Studios. There you go.
They're all waiting to be able to eat it.
They are. They're all. You can't hear it, but they're like salivating.
We have another question.
Oh yes.
From Narelle.
Uh-huh.
And they say, yum, work lunches this week. Yes,
Awesome.
I agree.
Good.
How long will it stay good in the fridge?
Oh, so Narelle, two things you can do. Firstly, I think it's going to last at least for half a week, if not most of the week, like up till Friday. It's Sunday, it will last till Friday, even longer, you know, maybe even Sunday, but you can freeze it as well. So slice it, freeze it, and then you can thaw it as you go, which is really cool,
Yeah,
right?
I've never thought of freezing these.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can freeze a lot more stuff than you think, and particularly as you start to learn to cook for yourself and you start to kind of think about fast food, like what can I cook that's nutritious and delicious and full of seasonal produce, which I'll come back to that question in a sec. So I'm going to hand this one. Jesse, just don't pan this way at all. This is what my Masterchef bench used to look like underneath. You know, the little feet were paddling. Everything on the surface clean. So grab that wooden chopping board for me, please.
Yep.
And we're going to get onto our dessert course.
Ooh,
Yes.
Can we just answer Kevin's question
Kevin.
very quickly?
Now, Kevin, I'm going to answer your question about seasonal produce with a question. Where are you? Because Australia is such a broad country that seasonally different things will be in season at different times. I'm assuming you're in
Melbourne.
Victoria.
Melbourne.
Good. So again, Victoria has so many different microclimates. You can go to Melbourne farmers markets and have a look at what they recommend seasonally. We're going from spring into summer. So summer produce are things like zucchini, tomatoes, capsicums, eggplant, abundance, the other berries. Fruit-wise, we're going into stone fruit season, mangoes. Now, I've got one tip for you. You know, anytime you go into the Dandenong markets or the greengrocers around your area, look for what's cheap and abundant. If it's cheap and abundant, it's in season. So, and if it looks good, if it smells good, you're going to have a good time. That beep is telling me that the oven is having a moment. So we'll turn it off. And it's an alarm. It's an alarm. We're fine. We're fine. Okay, good, good. We'll keep that. Okay, so maybe we'll turn it back on. This is not my house. Okay. So now, I hope that answers your question, Kevin, because, you know, I think we get a little bit too literal when it comes to seasonal produce. You start to use your common sense. And again, if it's cheap and abundant and it looks good and it smells good, it's probably in season. Now, let's get on to dessert. We are making a chocolate and avocado mousse.
Oh, Yum.
Yes. Do you like chocolate?
I love chocolate.
Do you like avocado?
I love avocado.
Do you like strawberries?
Yes.
What a surprise! We have got a dish for you. Let's wash our hands
Okay.
because they're oniony.
We have another question just
Uh-huh.
while you're washing your hands.
Yep.
So from Chris,
Yep.
I know the cooking will be amazing on Vic Jam, but what would be your go-to sauce or spice to make food more magical?
Okay, I've got so many go-to sauces and spices. So spice-wise, if you had to invest in one spice, it would be paprika. I think having a little paprika, you know, adding a bit of smoky paprika on top of things. I think Sandro would probably say tomato paste as far as sauces go. Adding tomato paste to anything that's like a passata-based or tomato-based sauce will just intensify the flavour. Mustard, a Dijon mustard is great, particularly, you know, with dressings. We're going to make a really quick salad as well soon. Should we make the salad first? What do you reckon, Mad Dog?
We'll go salad first.
Let's do the salad first. Okay, well, the salad is conveniently already here for us. You've got the recipe. We're not going to make it all right now, but I'm just going to quickly talk you through what I've got. Rocket. Are you a rocket fan? Taste that.
I don't mind.
Rocket, peppery, scrumptious. You can grow it. It's tasty, right? Bright.
It is tasty.
Pears. These are some Packham pears, nice and firm. And then we've got some finely sliced red onion and some Parmesan cheese. And the dressing is this caramelised balsamic, which you've got the recipe to make. You can just use straight up balsamic or just no balsamic if you want to, just lemon juice. And olive oil and some hazelnuts. Again, you can make it nut-free with some pepitas or sunflower seeds, or just leave that out. You can use dukkha instead through here.
Have you tried sesame oil on your dressing?
I love sesame oil in general. I put it into my dressings if let's walk this way. I put it into my dressings if I'm making my smashed cucumber salad. But when do you put it in your dressings?
So I put it on my salad. So like once I'm done mixing everything, I just put tahini on top.
Yum, delicious.
Yes, so
Okay,
nice.
so it's avocado time. Speaking of in season, avocados are absolutely in season and pumping at the moment. My tip to you is buy your avocado when it's completely hard, rock hard, and that way you don't get bruising. I can feel this one probably has been touched. So see the bruising?
Yeah.
But guess what? That doesn't matter for this dish because we're going to be, you can definitely scoop out some of that bruising if it's particularly dark. You can just kind of scoop it out like that. But
the color is gorgeous.
the colour on the main bit is gorge. It's just, I'll tell you what's happened. Someone has walked up, before Mad Dog grabbed this avocado, they've walked up and they've given it a good old squeeze, and then they've moved on and bought another avocado. So be a responsible avocado purchaser and don't touch other people's avocados. Just kind of look at them, they're firm, I'm happy. Now, I'm going to show you a TikTok way to get the pip out. You ready?
Yeah.
So normally I'm going to show you one way and then the other way. So normally you would do this, twist.
Yep.
There you go. How would that go? Would that get
that's good.
some likes?
Yep.
Okay, good. So that's one way. And let's use a spoon to scoop. Great. So we're going to scoop out this main bit of mush. If you've got brown bits, you don't have to go too heavy, but just as long as it's
Gone.
Yeah, there we go. And then let's get a little, in fact, let's get this. I'm going to scoop it straight into your blender bowl. So whatever kind of blender, you can scoop. And then meanwhile, I'm going to show you another way of getting the avocado pip out on this one, which I hope is not as bruised.
We've got another question.
Yes, James.
From Simon.
Hi, Simon.
And they're asking, Alice, does it taste like avocado?
This dish does not taste like avocado.
Oh, I think they mean the mousse, maybe.
Yeah, totally. The mousse tastes like chocolate. It does not taste like avocado. The avocado is like the creamy element. And what you'll find as well is that it's quite nutty, but you need to make sure that it's been in the fridge. So actually what I might do, because it sounds like, what was the name of the questioner? Stephen?
Simon, I think.
Simon, it sounds like you are doubting the deliciousness of this and whether you should commit. So I'm gonna get James to taste one that I prepared earlier to confirm or deny whether you should make the dish.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of pressure, but
It's all right. I'll
I'm
confirm
willing.
it.
Okay, firstly, have a look at that. Does that look like avocado to you?
No.
Looks like chocolate. That's it. And now let's get you a spoon Spoons are over here. There we go. Spoon.
Confirm or
Confirm
deny.
or deny? In fact.
When I agreed to do this, I didn't know I was actually going to get to taste stuff. I'm so happy.
What does it taste like?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. The avocado is like the binder and the fluffer. So it's scrumptious.
Do I get to continue? doing
Yes,
this?
continue. You have earned it. I
Yay.
think James is doing a great job. Some likes, some love hearts, some applause, and we'll keep going. So let's see this one. That's much better. So let's get you to scoop that into there.
Okay.
Right. And then meanwhile, I'm going to show you the TikTok way of popping out a pip, like so. So I've got my 2 fingers this way, and then I've got my last one there, and I just squeeze, and it's out. Ta-da!
Oh,
Did you see
wow.
that?
I missed out, but yeah, you kind of just.
Kevin saw it. The crowd's gone wild here at VicHealth. I mean, TBH, I would still use the knife method, but you know, I'm here. I'm also here for the various options.
Yeah.
I'm an equal opportunity pitter.
We've got another question.
Okay.
2 minutes, just
Great.
finishing chewing. From Penny.
Yes.
So if parents were going to send some sneaky homemade snacks to VicJam, what might you suggest?
Okay. Scroggin, like a really good scroggin, would always be my option. And think about get a little bit creative. Don't just buy a pre-made scrog. Go together to a Whole Foods bulk store and look at some of the various fruits. And Menahil, you've got a call to action to read out.
Okay. Use #FutureHealthy when you make your healthy snacks so I can check them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
#FutureHealthy. Hey, we're going to... Speaking of future healthy, we've got some dark chocolate.
Yep.
Delicious, full of antioxidants. Smells scrum-diddly-umptious. And you're just going to break it up a little bit.
Awesome.
So just break up if you've got chocolate chips or if you've got blocks of chocolate. If your chocolate is still in its packet, before you take the packet out, give it a good smack against the board, the bench, and that'll kind of break it up a little bit. Are you still going? It's really rich though, right?
It is,
Yeah.
and I'm going to try and challenge myself to get through all of it, but we'll
You
see.
don't have to. Life goes on, You've got to listen to your body. So
That's true.
Because
That's
it's
true.
so rich, you'll
It's very
end up
nice.
eating less of it and feel really satisfied. And it means that you get to prolong the satisfaction of your dessert making. So this is nice and broken up, and it's going to go in the microwave at 30-second intervals. So the microwave is down here. You're going to have to imagine at home. In it goes. Heat-proof bowl, please. 30 seconds on the clock. And your time starts now. And while that's going on, let's do the strawberries. So, great. And in fact, before we do the strawberries, we're going to use a little bit of vanilla bean paste, like a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. Squirt that straight into there.
Just a teaspoon?
Yeah, a teaspoon. Well, there we go.
That's
enough? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay, so
okay.
in that goes.
So what does vanilla bean paste does?
So vanilla bean paste is kind of like a different version of that microwave is so extra. It's like the Kylie Minogue of microwaves. So let's double check. Let's hold that thought on the vanilla bean paste. The reason we're going to go in increments is because it's going to melt slowly and it's going to melt before you know it. So let's put it back in.
Yeah.
Kind of mix it about, put it back in. Vanilla bean paste is one of my favourite ways to make my desserts taste better. Vanilla is a really aromatic, I suppose, spice. It's the stamen of a flower.
Yeah.
And have you tasted vanilla before as a thing? Do you want to taste vanilla?
Actually,
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll put it on the, you know what? I'll put it on a teaspoon like a sensible adult. There we go. Normally this would come in most of the time it comes in a tub rather than a squeezy. This is really handy.
Okay,
Taste that.
Thank you.
Sweet. But
See, it has a bit of at first when you try it, it's like spicy.
Yeah.
But then it's not spicy. It kind of tricks you.
Yeah, it
and then
does.
it's sweet.
It does. And the thing about vanilla is it's not sweet as an ingredient. It's because we associate it with desserts like ice cream and custard.
Yeah.
And it just kind of gives it something more interesting than just sugar and egg and milk.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a real vanilla. Back in the day, it was like one of the most expensive spices that you could buy.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's one of my favorite ways of flavoring things. So back to the microwave. Here we go. Action. So let's use that fork. We're just going to kind of stir this around. And in fact, I actually think this is enough time. So that's about 1.5 minutes that we ended up melting that chocolate. And we're just using the residual heat from the microwave to melt those last bits. You don't want to overheat your chocolate. I wouldn't be putting this back into the microwave. If this is what yours looks like, you're happy as Larry. There we go.
Yep.
Residual heat to melt that last little bit. And now that is going into your blender bowl. Do you want to do that?
Yep.
Excellent.
Okay.
And in fact, you can use that weird double wacky giant guitar pick. Okay, well,
In
I'll use
here?
it in the end. Yep, in that goes.
Oh, look at that chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Divine.
We've got another question
Uh-huh.
from Lawrence.
Yes.
So what food should I cook for Joey Scouts that don't have a super broad palate yet? Now I'll just preface that Joeys are like 5 to 7 years old.
Yeah, great. So I mentioned zucchini fritters before. They're a really great neutral base from which you can start to add other veg and other delicious ingredients. So, you know, I mentioned paprika. You could sprinkle some paprika on top. I would counter that question and say that it depends on how they're eating at home. Not all Joeys will have a narrow palate. So I would kind of, what I would say is I would serve up a bunch of things that they can choose what they add to. So dishes like tacos or nachos, for example, where you can share and add, you know, what you like, is a really good way of non-confrontationally introducing new things. So even ingredients like coriander, for example, fresh coriander, do you love it?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it too.
Yeah.
But some people don't love it. And if it's on the top of a dish, then they might decide they don't want to eat that whole dish. But if you keep it off to the side and people can decide to add it because they love it, like us, that's a really good way of making your cooking more inclusive and widening your Joey's palates. Now, I'm going to use a flexible spatula or a giant guitar pick to scoop out the last of this chocolate. There we go. Oh yeah. And you do want to do this relatively quickly before the chocolate sets again. Because what we're going to do now is blitz it to a mousse. Look at that. Oh yeah. Delicious. And the final thing that I like to add to all of my desserts is a pinch of salt. Do you want to do this from a height? Do the honours?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Amazing.
Okay, that's it.
Wonderful. So now we are going to blitz this to a fine, smooth mousse over here.
All right, we have another question while you're doing that.
Uh-huh.
From Yassi. Can you use vanilla extract instead of vanilla bean paste?
Absolutely. Vanilla extract is wonderful. I would avoid vanilla essence if I can, because vanilla essence is a synthesized ingredient, whereas vanilla extract is like a liquid version of that vanilla bean paste. So the only difference is that the pastes have those little black dots, whereas the extract doesn't. Now, are we ready to blitz? Jessie, you got the shot? Would you like to blitz?
Okay.
Okay.
No worries.
Wonderful. Blitz away.
Okay.
Now let's have a look.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that it?
I think we're going to give that one more little smush around, but I'm just going to, so whatever contraption you're using, just make sure that if anything is kind of stuck around the edges, look at that texture.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Avocado is such a great, underrated ingredient as far as desserts go. Just, there we go, in it goes, and blitz. Blitz.
Is it right?
Show me what you got. yeah.
Yeah?
That's what's up.
Okay.
All right, my scouting friends. This is what you're going for. See that texture? Moussey, light, fluffy. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So you could serve that up to someone and say that this is chocolate mousse, and they wouldn't even know what the secret ingredient is.
Which is avocado.
Which is avocado, yeah. And particularly while avocados are so in season, now's the time. So we've got our chocolate, we've got our avocado. What ingredient is missing from this 3-ingredient dessert?
Strawberries.
5-ingredient dessert, but technical. Strawberries. So let's, I'm going to get you to scoop this out. And so scoop it out into whatever vessel you want to serve. So scoop, scoop. And meanwhile, I'm going to show you how to fan strawberries. So, ready to fan? Are you a strawberry fan at home? That was a pun, and I was waiting for laughter, which didn't come, and that is well deserved. So this will make anyone a strawberry fan. Here we go. You are going to thinly slice into the strawberry. Use a sharp knife. That was some of my best work. I could not believe that there was absolutely crickets. And then fan. See that? How good. Strawberry fan.
It's quite literally a fan.
Strawberry fan.
I missed out on that one.
I'll show you again. Thank you. That's better. There we go. So,
Okay.
and then you're just going to finish. That looks really good. You've scooped that so perfectly. You've scooped before. This is not your first scoop.
Oh, no.
We've got another question
Oh, yes.
from Lawrence again.
Yes.
He says that it looks delish.
Thanks, Lawrence.
How do I keep my food super fresh and nutritious without taking so much weight whilst hiking?
Oh, dehydrate. I'm sure if you're a scout, you're probably dehydrating stuff. Is that correct, Amundo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything seasonal. So for example, I mentioned mangoes are in season. You could be thinly slicing and dehydrating mango, and that's a really nutrient dense and delicious kind of jerky that you could be chewing on during your hike. And the same goes, I've got a friend who's a restaurant critic, and she goes camping heaps, and she dehydrates full meals. You know, she'll dehydrate her spaghetti bolognese and then just rehydrate it with water, and it totally works. So yeah, what is your tip, James, as a scout with all the badges?
I don't know. Well, I don't bring a very diverse plethora of food.
Yep.
I sort of just go with the 2-minute noodles a lot of the time.
Yep.
But yeah, when I did my bronze Duke of Edinburgh hike, I also dehydrated. I think it was spag bol actually.
There you go. How'd it taste?
It was actually pretty good. Yeah, you couldn't really tell that it actually had been dehydrated.
Think of astronauts. They eat freeze-dried food for years on their space shuttles, and they have to make that food taste delicious. And modern technology means that you definitely can, you don't have to kind of compromise flavour or nutrition just because you're going to far off heights. Look at that fan. Did you see the fan? Do you want to watch the fan again?
I did.
Do you want to try and fan?
Okay, yeah, let's try it.
All right, wash your handsies and we'll get fanning. I feel like Julia Child right now. So again. Okay. This is the moment. So, you saw?
Yep, I saw.
Okay. Yes, Alice, I saw.
Oh, shit.
That's okay. Shiitake.
Okay.
Okay, and then, so yeah, that's good.
Okay, you don't go all the way.
You don't go all the way, that's it.
Okay, yes.
So you keep, that's good. So you keep the tail on, and then you go all the way through to the tip.
Okay, hopefully.
And you can fan all sorts of stuff. You probably, I probably wouldn't fan shiitake.
It's not done properly.
That's cool. Flying hours. I've been fanning for years. You've only just started. Shall I fan you?
No, I'm okay. Okay, hopefully.
Yes!
Okay, there we
Well
go.
done!
Okay.
Yes! Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now you can choose what mousse that goes on.
Okay, I'll probably.
Brilliant. So, let's clean down
We've got another question from First Eaglemont Scout Group.
Hello.
Are you a fan of textured veg protein? We're not sure of the nutritional content, but maybe that could be a lightweight meat replacement.
Oh, okay. So, are we talking like plant-based, like pea proteins and things like that?
I'd assume so.
Yeah, I would assume so. Am I a fan? If I was a fully plant-based eater, yes, I'm a fan. And I think that there are some really great options, like there's mushroom-based, shreddy, almost like pulled pork texturally and flavour-wise like a shiitake mushroom.
Yeah.
So that's an option. I know that there are some fantastic vegetable growers that are looking to dehydrate nutrient-dense vegetable powders that I'm sure will start to permeate into the scouting scene. So what I would say is if I'm in my home kitchen and if I'm cooking, then I'm probably cooking with whole ingredients because I've got my full arsenal and I'm not, packing things into my backpack and going up a mountain. But you've got to think about what's fit for purpose and you've got to do the best that you can under the circumstances. So what do we say? Scouts, be prepared. That's it. So be prepared to also ensure that your food tastes good. So like have a little seasoning pack even, especially if you are going with food that you haven't tasted before you go. Nigella Lawson travels with a little tube of mustard, a little Tabasco bottle and some salt flakes because she doesn't know what the food's going to taste like and she makes it taste good for her because everybody's palates are different. So, I feel like she would have been a scout. Don't you think that's such a scout thing to do?
A scout at heart, I think.
Scout at heart,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, we're all scouts at heart. Now, Menachel, that looks phenomenal. You've done a terrific job.
Okay.
Jessie is capturing the moment. There we go. Now, grab me my salad, please.
Okay.
Let's plate up. How are we going for time?
We're at
Wow,
16
I think
PM.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have got we're going to slice off a piece of this action. This is how you're going to serve it up for dinner tonight. You're going to grab a slice of this summer delight. Okay.
Oh, yum.
Size-wise, I'm doing it for someone. Up to you, whether you want to go big chunky pieces. I like to go a smaller piece and then go in for seconds. So, classic. There we go. And I actually like to reuse the baking paper. So this baking paper, especially if I'm freezing it, I'll use it, I'll slice it up and I'll wrap the pieces before I freeze them. Okay, so we've got that. Then we've got our salad, which we're going to grab with our spoons. So this is the salad. Look at that big, vibrant green. You've got the recipe in your files. Is that correct, James?
I did not hear what you said. I'm so
Just
sorry.
say yes. Just say yes. This looks like something that you would see in a restaurant, I believe, like
Yeah.
a restaurant breakfast, right? Or brunch. And just the sweetness, the play, the crunch, the green. Who says that vegetables are boring? Not I. Not I. And it's all very achievable for all age groups. Look at that. Look at that. And then let's finish it with by sliding this dessert next to it. So there you go. You've got your 2-course meal. And how many fresh ingredients have we got in there? We've got avocado and strawberry.
Strawberries.
So that's 2.
2.
Rocket,
1.
pear, Spanish onion. Then we've got so many in there, it's like maybe like 7.
7.
So we've got like 12 different fruit and vegetables in here, which is fantastic and awesome. And I'm sure Sandro Demaio, if he were in the room, he would be like, yeah, great, yes, future healthy, but also really delicious, tasty food, because ultimately you need to decide how to make the food as seasonally appropriate, as strikingly delicious, and as appealing to your guests as possible.
Yes.
So is it time to dig in?
Yes.
I believe so. James, you can have more of this summer slice
Yes, that'd be lovely.
and salad.
I must say I am a fan.
I love that.
I know.
You get another badge for that. If I could have an Alice in Frames badge to give you, I would give you the punning badge. Is there a punning badge?
I don't know. I don't think there is, but I think there should be.
I believe so too. Now, and Manakil, you can have this. The reason I'm taking it out of the fridge is because this tastes better when it's chilled. So there you go. And we can put your strawberry fan on the top of it. There we go. This is your, no, you know what? I'm going to fan you another one. Would you like to fan another one or shall I fan?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, yeah, see, look at that confidence. I'd use the other knife though. This one's all
I just put that
oniony.
aside.
There you go. Go forth, be free.
Okay.
Look at that. She's done that before. See, this is the thing about cooking. Every single time that you do something, you get better at it. So even if this is the first time that you've cooked, if you went slower than us, that's because everything takes time. It's like learning to ride a bike. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at it and the more that you can cook the food that you absolutely love. Please dig in and taste.
Okay.
Another question from Shelley.
Shelley.
And she's asking, what is your favourite thing to cook?
My favourite thing to cook, Shelley, it depends on the time of year and depends on what my family is asking me to cook.
Tastes like chocolate.
Tastes like chocolate.
Pure chocolate.
Correct. Yeah, the avocado is so neutral, so you definitely won't be able to taste it. And then the strawberry really cuts through. Actually, for me, if I was serving this at home, and I love to make something like this, simple, I would do like way more strawberry action, and I probably wouldn't even fan them. I'd just cut them in half.
And then put them inside?
That's it, yeah, and I'd make smaller bowls. So that way, you know, because it's so rich, you just use a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to take that home now.
Okay.
Mad
no
dog,
worries.
you've lost a bowl.
I would love it.
So to answer Shelley's question, I actually really in summer love to cook this. I also love to cook pizzas. So easy, so quick and simple. Salads, as we're coming into summer, salad season is here. And I like, Nick, what else do I like to cook? My husband's just off camera and he's just thinking, there's not one particular thing. I think there are certain dishes that we go back to all the time, but having a toddler and also just finishing the manuscript for my next recipe book, it's kind of like either a mad scramble for dinner or I'm testing something really exciting and brand new. So that's the wonderful thing about working in food is that I don't have just the one thing. I get to make all sorts of fun things. Manakil, what's your favourite thing to cook? Pizza.
Pizza.
Yep.
But I just like to be creative. So if I find, so cooking doesn't mean just like buying different things to make it, but just look around. You might find, you know, veggies, different veggies. Just search it up how to make it, and you can create anything with them.
That is such a good place to finish this conversation because I think as far as scout skills go, using what's around you is a really important way to get better at cooking. So before you go out and buy all brand new ingredients, see what's in your fridge, see what's in your pantry.
100%.
You know? See what's in your garden. That's awesome.
And guys, when you make different types of food, please #FutureHealthy. Yeah.
And what happens? Can you win stuff?
Actually,
Yes.
yeah.
Kevin says
There might be
yes.
prizes.
You can win stuff.
You can win stuff, but it's not just about winning, but it's more about promoting healthy things and making a change in our community. So if you cook something healthy, when other students or kids see you, they might get inspired and they might cook healthy. And then in the future, we might have everyone healthy and cooking veggies, and we will have less problems.
Beautiful, beautiful sentiment. Manakil, it's just been such a pleasure to spend time with a young person that's so passionate and engaged in their community.
No, actually, it's a pleasure to cook with you. I've never imagined, you know, it's just such a big pleasure to work with you.
Wonderful. And James couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah.
MC extraordinaire. And you guys, we could not have done it without you at home. So thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see what your slices look like. Make sure that you share them on your socials and your parents' socials, #FutureHealthy. Tag me, Alice in Frames. Manakil, are we tagging you?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yes, brilliant.
Yeah.
So Manakil's social target.
Manahil 103.
Terrific. I'll be following you. And
Okay.
James, Scouts Victoria as well. Make sure you tag Scouts Victoria. Did you want to wrap this up with a bow?
Yes, I will.
Yes.
All right, so Alice, Sandro and Manahil, thank you for joining us today. I'm sure that everyone loved cooking along. I certainly liked eating what you were cooking. And it was really great learning about quick and easy ways to cook healthy meals and that we can recreate in the future.
Wonderful. Good luck, you guys. See you
Yeah.
on
Thank
TikTok.
you.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for Thanks to everyone for joining us today. And again, a huge thank you to all our guests today and VicHealth for partnering with us today. Make sure you check out the Scout Quest website page for upcoming events at the link on the screen. And if you have any ideas for Scout Quest, please send us any ideas at marketing@scoutsvictoria.com.au.
Goodbye.